Hi everyone, this is Lydia here at Lydia's Leisurely Stitching, and welcome to my Flosstube video. This is Flosstube number 4. Today is Sunday, November 17th, 2019, and I'm here to show you my progress over the past week. This week here in Georgia, it rained again, and with that came another drop in temperatures. So it went from being about 60 every day to being highs around the 40s. Luckily that only lasted for a few days, and now we're back to sunny and mid-60s weather. So over the past week I worked on 2 pieces. Usually I only work on 1 piece a week, but since I've got goals for each of these pieces over the next month and a half until the end of the year, I decided to work on them at the same time. So first up is my Heaven and Earth Designs, A Place of Her Own by James Christensen, and this one is stitched on 18 count sand Aida 2/1. So I'm going to put in a picture of what it will look like when it's finished and what it looked like last week when I showed it to you. So my goal every week is to do 1,200 stitches, and that will get me to 2 page finishes by the end of the year and a complete row across the top. So this week I've continued working on this painting over here, and I've filled in a lot of the black, and I've started working on the second sleeve of the man in the painting. I did a little over 1,300 stitches this week, and I'd say there's probably about the same number of stitches left on this page. So I'm hoping for a page finish by the end of the week, and hopefully I can show that to you next time. And then after that, there will just be one more page here. This is the complete width of the piece over here. And again, that's my year-end goal. So I'm going to keep working on this, and hopefully soon I will reach the end of this big black section. So that's my main project, and I've also been working on a second Heaven and Earth Designs. It's called Coral City, and it's by Ciro Marchetti, and I started it 5 years after I started A Place of Her Own. I started it earlier this year, and funnily enough, I ended up picking the same fabric, so it's also on 18 count sand Aida 2/1 full crosses. So I started this one earlier this year, and I'm still working on the first page. My goal is to figure out how to hold it and reach a page finish by the end of the year. So I put in 300 stitches this week, and I believe, if my calculations are correct, 300 stitches a week until the end of the year will get me the page finish. So I put in about 100 to 200 stitches down here in this relatively 1 or 2 color section, and about 100 stitches up here. Ended the confetti heavy transition and started an area here that will be mostly 2 colors. So that's my stitching progress for the week. I also I ordered a mill hill kit, and that should come probably in the next 2 weeks. I've never done a mill hill kit. I've never done beading, so I'm interested to give that a go. I'm still really hoping for a Christmas start, but we'll see how it goes. I'd really like to focus on getting my 2 goals accomplished. So my plan was to do every day of the week on A Place of Her Own, and then just spend one day, Monday, working on Coral City. I did that last week, and on Monday I was able to get about halfway to my weekly goal on Coral City. Since that didn't get me in when I got ahead of my weekly goal for A Place of Her Own, I spent some time Friday and half a day Saturday working on Coral City to catch up and get to my 300 stitches. So I'm still not sure what the best way to rotate between these 2 pieces is. Currently though, I am ahead of schedule on A Place of Her Own, if I get that page finished this week, then I'll still have a week left in November, and I haven't decided yet if I should go ahead and start on my December page for A Place of Her Own, if I should work on catching up Coral City some more, or if I should have a Christmas start. So if you have any suggestions on how to prioritize those, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. I've also done some reading this week. I finished The Witches of New York by Amy McKay, and I've already returned that to the library. It's about 3 women in their teens to late 20s who are witches, and they live in New York, and it's the year 1880. And it's really a book about how they come together, form a friendship, and how kindness and goodness can be found even in those who are ostracized by society, and how you need to test the things that come into your life and see what is good and what is evil, and what things first appear to be may not always be the truth. I really enjoyed that book. It was a little bit of a slower read than the books that I've been reading lately, and that was a good thing. It was good to slow down and think. I really liked the feel of the book. The book felt homey and encouraging, and I feel like that was a good thing to read. So last night I started a new book, Someone We Know by Sherry LaPena. You might, if you've watched my other videos, know that I just recently read another book by her. This is her most recent book that was published earlier this year, and while I was on the wait list to get this one, I had picked up another one, Stranger in the House, to read. These books are fairly quick paced. They have little bits of action segments in each chapter, very short chapters. So let's see. This book is almost 300 pages long, and I read 50 pages last night, so a sixth of the book in probably about an hour. So a very fast read. So far, the book has opened with a woman being murdered and her husband going to report her missing to the police. There's obviously something wrong with the husband. He's holding something back. He has a secret. And the police don't really take the missing persons report seriously until 2 weeks later his wife's car is found submerged in a pond, and she's found dead, of course, in the trunk. So we have the husband, and so far the only other major character is a teenage boy that lives down the street who has been supposedly breaking into houses in order to hack people's computers and send prank emails. Those are the 2 main characters so far, so the book would probably lead you to suspect that one of them is the murderer. I'd say so far I think that the husband is probably a red herring, and my guess of whodunit is the wife who has been murdered, her best friend who hasn't played a part in the story so far, but who supposedly was going on a shopping trip with the wife over the weekend when she went missing. She claims that they had no plans to do that and that she hasn't seen the wife in a long time. I'm going to say she did it. That's my guess, 50 pages into the 300-page book. So we'll see how that one goes this week. Should be a quick read and should be finished by my next Flosstube video next week. I hope all of you have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.